Hey guys, what's going on? It is Chris here as normal. Hopefully you guys all had a very good night last night for Sunday. We came up just a little short there. The Westbrook news came out and honestly just killed my lineup. I couldn't really adjust quick enough. So yeah, I had Dennis Schroeder and Paul George in there and a couple of others, and then Westbrook decided to play. So then that just kind of messed me up a little bit. So yeah, I was gonna bet a lot, but then I got rid of it. Didn't really bet, for a good reason. It's just a hard night, but back on these 9-game slates, I do really good in these big slates. Definitely looking forward to it. So, yeah, for the most part, looking pretty good. Like I said, a 9-game slate here today, as normal. If you guys would like to join in on the premium lineups, we would love to have you guys. As you know, just a couple days ago, we just finished top 2% in every tournament. And like I said, a lot of our subs went over $1,000. So yeah, would love to have you guys on board. As I said, $50 a month, $350 for the season, including playoffs. To get in on that, check out our website down in the comment section below, and also hit us up on Twitter as well. A lot of you guys were asking, hey, where is the website? Where is the Twitter? I don't know why I posted it 4 times down in the comment section. I have no idea why it didn't post. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure why it didn't post. Anyway, I'm going to try it again, and if it doesn't post down there, just go back a couple videos, and go click on the website or the Twitter. So I don't know why it didn't post. So I do apologize for that. I was reading your guys' comments. So yeah, 9-game slate looking pretty good. Let's go over the totals here. We got Orlando, Boston, 211, Boston by 12. Charlotte, Toronto, 224, and Toronto by 9. New York, Milwaukee, 226, Milwaukee by 11. Indiana, Minnesota, 225, Minnesota only by 2. Chicago and Dallas, no total, but probably around a 219 to 220. Memphis and Utah, 218, and Utah by 10. Washington and Portland, a 226. Portland only by 4. Golden State and Phoenix, 228. Golden State by 13. And San Antonio and the Lakers, no total on this one because of Ingram and Rondo, but should be at least a 219 to 221 or something like that. All right, so let's get into it. First game, we got Charlotte and Toronto. 224 and Toronto by 9. So Toronto's looking good. I mean, they're looking really good with Kawhi Leonard, man. I mean, yeah, just looking very good. They rested him the other night. Kyle Lowry stepped it up. So they're looking good. They really are. Right away, DeLon Wright is out again. I keep telling you guys the last couple of days. Fred VanVleet, price really is not going up at all. And 4,900 is still a really respectable price tag for him. So why not put him in there? 22, 26, and 24. Those last two is without DeLon Wright. So why not put him in there? 4,900. Pretty solid play right there. So I don't mind him. I don't mind some Lowry. Not really high on Walker in this one. You can look at Danny Green. Had a really bad game last time, but he might get you 24, 25, but not really high on the dude. Kawhi Leonard is Kawhi Leonard. If you think Charlotte will keep it safe, might get you. Sorry, keep it close. He might get you 45 to 50, but not crazy high upside in this one. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, he's looking pretty good, but that's just because he's getting a lot of blocks and stuff on defense. So besides that, he can't score at all, so you're really relying on his defense here. Really don't mind some Serge Ibaka, still priced very, very cheap, and I'm not too afraid of Charlotte's power forward center defense on him. He's looking good here. 31, 33, and 30. Came off the bench against Washington for a little bit of second-team help since Kawhi was out. He's looking good. You can't ask for anything more than that. 5,500, that's very, very, very respectable price tag. So definitely put him in there. You can always look at Cody Zeller as a cheap option, but for the most part here, I am looking at there we go, Ibaka, and then some where are we at? And Fred VanVleet. Those are probably the two that I would really look at. Like I said, you can consider Kawhi Leonard, but Ibaka and Fred VanVleet from this one for me. All right, moving on. Orlando and Boston here. We have a 211 total in Boston by 12. So, yeah, anyway, New York, they were supposed to blow them out. New York made it a half-decently close game here. Same as Orlando against the 76ers the other day. Yes, I know Simmons went out, but for the most part, Orlando was doing pretty good in that one. So, they can prove that they can keep up with them. So we'll see. We'll see about this one here. I'm not really into Irving. I mean, this dude's $8,000. Only reason why he's so much because of his name. I mean, look at his production. It just complete trash. 19, 36, and 28. That is not a dude that's worth $8,000, but it's Kyrie Irving, and he has the upside to go off. So that's the only reason why he's so expensive. I'm not really feeling him. He's still kind of, iffy. Coming back from the injury. Evan Fournier, you can look at him if you want to. No one will have him. Aaron Gordon's in a half-decent spot as well. You can look at Nikola Vucevic if you want. Like I said, as normal, I'm not really afraid of Al Horford's defense of Vucevic. Not too bad. 64 against Philly last time out. Probably not going to do that again. Sitting around the probably 35 to 40 range in this one. So I really don't mind that too much there. So not the most interesting game out there. Like I said, Vucevic. You can consider Vucevic, consider Gordon, and consider Fournier, and that's really it. Like I said, just consider. Probably not going to be in the final, but you can look at those guys if you really want to be a little bit different from everybody else. All right, moving on. We got New York and Milwaukee here. Milwaukee, another team looking pretty good as well. 226 and Milwaukee by 11. Kevin Knox is going to be out for a while. Like I said, New York's just really hurting right now. Moutier is going to be out once again. So, if you think New York can keep this close for some reason, like they did against Boston, maybe you can put in a couple more players than normal. Middleton, I think he's in a half-decent spot. You could always look at Tim Hardaway, but as I keep telling you guys, whenever you put someone up against Malcolm Brogdon, that's just not the best scenario. So he's still shooting a lot, but, fantasy points are definitely going down for sure. So another hard defensive player on him in Brogdon. You can look at Brogdon here, $6,000, 34, and then 21. He might get you 30 in this one. But nothing too crazy. Giannis is Giannis. If you want him, you can have him. I don't know if you really need him, but, it's Giannis. Kevin Knox is out. Vonleh might get a couple more minutes, but he's not really known for a lot of minutes. So, and then Enes Kanter, I think that's really the only one you could pick from New York in this one. Really doesn't matter what the spread is or anything. Looks like he's still very productive, 38, 47, and 41. So it put him in there, easy double-double for Enes Kanter. He's still very cheap at $7,500. I'd probably consider him over Vucevic if you had the pick. Definitely one of my top centers of the slate, and he's still very, very cheap. So I guess Enes Kanter and then maybe Giannis, like I said, he's very expensive. He's definitely not a must-have just because of the blowout concern. There's not really too many big studs in this slate I'm looking at, the couple from that Washington game. But for the most part, I really don't need to spin up for Giannis, Curry, or Kevin Durant just because of their spreads are so large. Yes, Giannis probably still can get a triple-double in this one. So out of those three, I'd probably consider Giannis. So moving on, we got Indiana and Minnesota in this one here. Let me see. There we go. 225 in Minnesota, only by 2. So this is going to be a half-decent game to look at. Right away, Jeff Teague looking like he's doing a lot better this year than he was last year. He was up and down last year. This year, not looking bad. Had one bad one against Cleveland, but besides that, he's not looking too shabby here. So really don't mind Teague still sitting pretty at $6,800. Derrick Rose was my savior the other night, but, Jimmy Butler's back, so unfortunately can't really pick Rose. Jimmy Butler, on the other hand, really don't mind him. I think he's in a very good spot. He had some rest, as we know, the other day. So I really love Jimmy Butler. And not too high in Victor Oladipo just because Jimmy Butler will probably be guarding him. You can look at Wiggins. He might get you 30 in this one, but, Wiggins is Wiggins. He's always up and down. Tyreek Evans, another guy you can kind of look at. I don't think many people are going to have him. Another guy that's going to get you 29 to maybe 30 in this one. Half decently consistent. Only thing is he doesn't get big minutes. So if he's not on in those minutes, you're kind of screwed, and you're paying a hefty price tag for that. So anyway, Sabonis is still questionable, and TJ Leaf is questionable. So you can always look at Kyle O'Quinn. Only going to play 17 to 19 minutes, but he's very productive in those minutes. And last time Leaf and Sabonis were out. O'Quinn got some playing time, 33 fantasy points. So you can definitely look at him only if those two are out. If those at least one of them are in, no, I'm not picking O'Quinn. Only picking him if both those guys are out. You got Karl Anthony Towns at 10,000, only averaging 33 fantasy points a game. Kind of like Irving, up and down. Good one against Dallas. So, looks like he's kind of picking it up a little bit. So you can always look at Towns. But, I just keep going back to Cantor. He can get you 40 points at a lot cheaper price tag, almost, $3,500 or so cheaper. So, I'd probably go Cantor over Towns. I just love Cantor. He's such in a good spot just because of his usage is so high. So, Jeff Teague and I think Jimmy Butler are the two I'm looking at. And like I said, if Sabonis and Leaf are out once again, you can consider Mr. Kyle O'Quinn. All right, moving on. We got Chicago and Dallas in this one. No total on this one, but I told you probably a 218 to 220 in this one. A half-decent game. I'm liking this one quite a bit. If Dunn's out again, you can always look at Zach LaVine. I think Dennis Smith Jr. is in a half-decent spot as well. I could see 33 to 35 in this one. He's obviously very consistent right there. Minutes aren't crazy high, but I still think he's in a half-decent spot. But I really like J.J. Barea. This dude has been very, very hot. Price hasn't been going up because of his minutes. But, look at that. Double assist there in 2 straight games, 29 and 35. Doesn't play big minutes, but like I said, this is a defense that's not that good, so I think he can pick on him once again. So I love some J.J. Barea there. Even if he gets you 25 at minimum, that he's still looking pretty good at only $4,900. J.J. Barea or Fred VanVleet, because like I said, they're the same price. That's an interesting one. I think I would pick J.J. Barea in a GPP just because his minutes aren't really there and, his fantasy points are there. So he has a higher upside than Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet is more of a cash game play because his his floor is, it's pretty high. Probably 23, 24 is his floor. So, Fred VanVleet in cash and then J.J. Barea in a GPP for me. All right, LaVine and Luka Doncic, both those guys are in play. I told you guys that first night, Doncic, he really killed me. I was a little salty, but he definitely came back that second game and did pretty good. So you can always look at him once again. I don't mind him. 7,500 price went up, but he's in a half-decent spot. Both those guys are looking half-decent. If Harrison Barnes is out once again, and only if Harrison Barnes is out, I can look at Wesley Matthews. 25 and 24, nothing too crazy, but playing big minutes and, another defense that's not really that good. So I think he can get you 25 again at a very cheap $4,600. Holiday looked good last game, but that was only one game, so I don't know if you can really look at him. But if you want, you can. I'd probably pick Wesley Matthews. You can look at Parker, but I don't know if I really need him. Bobby Portis' price went up, but I think he can get you 35 to 40 once again. If you want to go cheap in another GPP right here is Dwight Powell. Once again, this dude doesn't play big minutes, 16 and 17 minutes, but he's very productive in those minutes. As you see, 28 and 29 fantasy points. He was even like this last year. Only played, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, but still had 25 to 30 fantasy points. So this isn't just a random new thing. He's been doing this for a while. So, like I said, if you want to take a shot with him and you still think he's going to get that production against a relatively easy Chicago Bulls defense, which I think he can, why not put him in there? But like I said, he doesn't play big minutes, so you're kind of taking a risk that you're hoping that he's going to be productive as he has been. So, and then center position, definitely don't mind some DeAndre Jordan here. Like I said, I think this game should be relatively high scoring here. And last game, he just went off. I think he can get you around 35, 40, even 45 in this one at $8,300. Enes Kanter, DeAndre Jordan, those are probably my two centers so far that I'm looking at. So I personally love this game. DeAndre Jordan, Bobby Portis, Dwight Powell in a GPP. And then like I said, LaVine, Luka Doncic, Wesley Matthews if Harrison Barnes is out once again. And then don't mind Dennis Smith if you need 30 for a cash game. And then really don't mind some J.J. Barea in a GPP. All right, moving on. We got Memphis and Utah in this one, a 218 in Utah by 10. Oh man, this is a kind of a trash game to be completely honest with you. Um, you can probably look at Jay Crowder coming off the bench. I'd say Joe Ingles, but he's just so expensive, and I don't know how much they're really going to be shooting in this one. But Crowder, I think he could be half decent. He's playing monster minutes off the bench. It wasn't like this last year at all. So if this trend's continuing, put him in there. Didn't have big fancy points in that one, but even if he gets you 24 to 25, he's still in a pretty good spot. So Jay Crowder, I like him. I don't think anyone's going to have him, but these minutes, they're looking pretty nice here. So you can always consider some Jay Crowder. JaMychal Green, I think he fractured his jaw or something like that, so he's out. Jaren Jackson, a lot of people are going to be looking at him. This isn't really the matchup to pick for him. He'll still do half decent, but $6,800, I don't think he really has that upside in this one. So I'm going to be picking him in the future, but not in this game here. And you can always look at Rudy Gobert. This guy's been getting 40. Sorry about that. That's my dog. He's been getting you 40 fantasy points in the first two games. So you can look at him, but I'm really not into this game too much. So if you want to look at someone, maybe Jay Crowder, but that's really it. You don't really need that one. Like I said, not the highest total, and the spread's pretty big. So, all right, moving on. Washington and Portland in this one. We have a 226 in Portland by 4. So this one's looking good. I like this one quite a bit. Damian Lillard, John Wall, put him in there. Bradley Beal, I like him. Don't mind McCollum, but definitely would rather have some Bradley Beal in this one. Small forward, I really don't mind some Evan Turner maybe coming off the bench. Might get you 20 to 23 fantasy points if you want to go that way. Otto Porter doesn't really shoot. He's kind of a defensive guy, so you could look at him if you need to. But mostly in this one, I'm really focusing on Damian Lillard and John Wall and Bradley Beal. Those are the three that I'm really focusing on here. So, yeah, definitely attack those three right there. They're in pretty good spots. You can look at Nurkic if you want. No Dwight Howard, but he's been up and down as well. So, all right, moving on. San Antonio and the Lakers. No total on this one. So, like I told you, there we go. As I told you, Rondo and Ingram are both out with the suspension. So, they really jacked up Lonzo Ball's price. If you want to go that way, that is up to you. One guy that I'm really looking at here is Brian Forbes. I mentioned him the other night against Portland. If you wanted to consider him, and shoot, why not? This dude's half decent. 21 and 23 points, playing, half decent minutes, shooting the ball quite a bit, as you see. He might get you 20, 24, 25 in this one. So you can definitely look at him. If you want to go Lonzo, that's up to you guys. Obviously his 3-point shooting is still trash. He's just not looking too good. But as we know, he's kind of an assist guy. So, we'll see. He had 27 last game. But one of my favorite shooting guards for sure is DeMar DeRozan. This dude should have 40 to 45, maybe even 48 in this one. I love him. If you want to go hard, that's up to you guys. You might have DeRozan defense on him a little bit, but, some of these Laker guys are going to have to step up. LeBron's LeBron. I think he's going to get you 45 to 50 in this one. You can look at him. It just really depends on that total. Like I said, he's just trying to be more of an assist guy, but with Rondo and Ingram out, might pick up a couple more assists and maybe 1 or 2 buckets. It's LeBron, so we'll see. You can look at Rudy Gay, might get you 25, but not really high upside in this one. Really like LaMarcus Aldridge and Kyle Kuzma. Both those guys are in good spots. And some people like JaVale McGee, but I don't know if you guys know, but in the preseason without Rondo, McGee was just straight trash. Yes, I know Lonzo Ball is good at doing the assist and all, but him and Rondo have something going on. So without him, I don't know if I can really pick him. So, and another guy that plays limited minutes. So that's up to you guys. He's still in a half decent spot. So Aldridge and Kuzma, don't mind LeBron. I don't know if I really need him, but he's half decent. Really love DeRozan and don't mind this Forbes guy. So this is a game that you can pick and choose who you want. It's going to be popular just because Lakers are, they're hurting a little bit. So people are going to pick a couple more Lakers in this one than they usually do. But honestly, it's not a crazy game. Probably 219, 220 at the max. So moving on, we got Phoenix and Golden State as our last game. 228 and Golden State by 13. So back-to-back for Golden State. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them rested just because this game doesn't matter. Yes, I know it's early in the season, but we already saw Jimmy Butler and Kawhi Leonard sit, so I really wouldn't be surprised if one of these guys sat. So keep an eye on that. But anyway, if they don't sit, you can look at Isaiah Cannon, might get you 24-25 in this one, playing huge minutes. Oh, man, I really don't care for this game, to be completely honest with you. You can look at DeAndre Ayton. Maybe he was hurt last game, but half decent in this one. But honestly, I don't really care for it. You can look at Draymond. He might get you, a double-double in this one. He looked bad last night, but who knows? I mean, I'm not really into that game. Like I said, DeAndre Ayton and maybe Isaiah Cannon, but it's such a big blowout that I don't think you really need that game. So, anyway, let's go see here a couple guys that I am looking at. Sorry about that. Couple guys I'm looking at. Like I said, you can definitely look at some Fred VanVleet. But if you're going GPP, I'd say JJ Barea in this one. Shooting guard. I'm trying to get you guys some cheap guys in here. Shooting guard position. It's not cheap, but I love Butler. I think he's in a good spot. But if you can't afford Butler, I told you guys, Mr. DeMar DeRozan is in a very good spot if you can't get Butler. And then who else do we got going on here? Shooting guard, small forward's not the craziest that I'm looking at. You can look at Jay Crowder in that one, but you might want to spend up a little bit in this area. So you might have to go get one of these big boys in your lineup, which, like I said, I don't disagree with. It's just they're not in the craziest spots, but still you're going to have one of those dudes in your lineup. And I think you can tonight. I think there's a lot of value out there. So I think Portis is in a good spot as normal. If you just want to, like I said, punt that position and go GPP, you can go put in Dwight Powell if you want to. Like I said, Barea and Powell, they both have limited minutes, so that's risky, but they're so productive in those minutes. So, and then that center position, like I said, I really like some Enes Kanter in this one. So that leaves you with $6,900. As you see there, you can easily go get one more cheap guy, and then that leaves you around $7,200 to $7,500 to go get some half decent, some big boys out there. So as I said, Lillard and Wall and Bradley Beal, those guys are in pretty good spots. Jimmy Butler is in a good spot. I'd probably pick Giannis over James, but then it would probably go, honestly, Giannis, James, Kawhi Leonard, and then Kevin Durant. If you had to pick the big guys there. Power forward, Portis and Aldridge. You can look at Gordon if you need to as well. And then that center position, really don't mind some DeAndre Jordan and Enes Kanter in this one. And as I said, if Leaf and Sabonis are out, you can go cheap with Kyle O'Quinn. So that is it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I gave you guys quite a bit of advice and some pretty good picks. So as normal, if you guys could leave a like, I do appreciate it quite a bit. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I will be doing NBA breakdowns almost every single day. So as normal, if you want to join, $50 a month, $350 for the season, including playoffs. Like I said, link will be down there in the comment section for our website, and also you can hit us up on Twitter as well. So as I said, if for some reason the links don't show up, I do apologize. I posted them yesterday. They just didn't show up. So if they don't show up, just go back a couple videos, and my website should be down there in one of the videos comment section. So that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys have a pretty good day. This slate's looking pretty good to me. I'm definitely going to enjoy it. So that is it, guys. Sorry about my dog in the background, but hopefully you guys have a pretty good day, and we'll see you guys all a little bit later.